Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Now at 6, we continue with that breaking news in Torrington, where a fire damaged a multi-family home. Thanks for watching the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. It happened this afternoon on East Main Street.
And we just got some new information from the Torrington Battalion Chief, who says no one was injured and the home was considered vacant. The chief also says they only had a dozen firefighters on scene at first, making it a little more challenging to battle the flames, but they were able to get it under control. The cause of that fire is still under investigation, and we'll have much more on this tonight on the Fox 61 News at 10 and 11.
More breaking news now, but in Oxford, police say they seized 24 dogs from a home they're describing as deplorable. Right now, those dogs are getting checked out by a vet. Police say the owner, John Ortiz, has been charged with 24 counts of animal cruelty. He's out on bond tonight and will face a judge on June 30th.
Well, the trial of 19-year-old Raul Valley began at Milford's Superior Court today, and tonight we have details from the courtroom.
Valley's accused of killing 17-year-old Jimmy McGrath and injuring 3 other kids at a Shelton House party. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules was in court today and tells us what happened.
On day 1 of the trial, members of the jury heard detailed accounts from first responders and the chief medical examiner regarding the investigation into the stabbing death of James McGrath. First responders recounted a hectic and chaotic scene when they first received 911 calls to report the stabbing. An EMT who treated McGrath said he had a weak pulse. They say McGrath's shorts were also soaked in blood.
He was completely unresponsive. His breathing was spontaneous but erratic, which is not a good sign. We immediately checked for, in times like that, for triage, we immediately checked for a pulse, which he had a very weak, thready pulse, which is another bad sign. And he did not look well. You can look at someone that's very sick and determine they don't look well.
They say McGrath's shorts were also soaked in blood. They noticed a puncture wound to McGrath's upper left abdomen. The EMT says he later went into cardiac arrest. Chief Medical Examiner Dr. James Gill also gave testimony.
Based upon your review of the postmortem examination of James Thomas McGrath, what was the cause of death in this case, Dr. Gill?
The stab wound of the torso.
And what was the manner of death?
Homicide.
And if you could please explain your reasoning to the jury as to why it was a homicide.
Homicide for a medical examiner is death at the hand of another person. So this stab wound was caused by another person, so it's a homicide.
The defense did question if the injury could have possibly come from glass or another sharp object. The chief medical examiner says because of the size and shape of the wound, it's extremely unlikely. Sergeant Richard Bango with the Shelton Police Department also took the stand. Bango says ring camera footage the night of the incident showed an altercation between students from St. Joseph's High School and Shelton High School before the stabbing.
The kids get out, and while they're standing out of the car, a bunch of people come running up from Laurel Glen. There's a interaction, an argument. You can hear people yelling, not exactly what they said. The Honda Pilot then drives away and comes back.
After interviewing several witnesses, Bango says Valley was identified as a suspect. Police say they searched for Valley the next day and night but couldn't find him. He later turned himself in to the Shelton Police Department on May 18, 2022. Photos of Valley were taken when he turned himself in. They show markings on his face and scratches on his arm. When questioned by the defense, Bango says the teens did appear to have been drinking that night. Despite several efforts and searches, the police department have never recovered the murder weapon.
We talked to all the neighbors on that portion of Adams Drive. We asked them if anybody had found a knife. From May until that point, they said they hadn't. We certainly asked them if you did, please don't touch it and call us. But unfortunately, at this point, we've not found the knife.
More testimony is expected to be given Wednesday. The trial is expected to go on for at least a few weeks. In Milford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Alicia, thanks. The Hartford Public Library closed today because of a power outage caused by an electrical fire in the basement. Firefighters were called to the fire just after 9:30 this morning, and it took them about an hour to get the fire under control. No one was hurt. People tell us they were disappointed when they learned the library would close for the day.
I'm a little upset because, like I said, I'm a bookworm and I was ready to come get in my little world and just read a book about whatever. I'm a little upset, but I'm not too upset. Things do happen.
No, I'll just go down, sit at Burger King and wait to catch a bus to go back to the spot where I can go inside. But I don't have an ID, so I can't use another library.
Now, there's been no word on whether the library will reopen tomorrow. We'll update you when we learn more.
Good day to stay inside. I think that was the big thing, probably, just because it was so rainy. And today's rain was interesting, though, because it wasn't quite cool enough for a full jacket and rain boots, but not dry enough not to wear the rain gear. It was like in the middle somewhere.
We got some weather on the way you won't be confused about. Meteorologist Sam
I'll find something, Sam.
Sam Samperi is joining us now with the story. Sam.
I know Sarah and Brent, it's feeling more like April lately, but boy, are we in for a big change, and we're going to have a sign of things to come. So tomorrow's our transition day, a morning shower, and then some afternoon sun, warmer and turning more humid. But Thursday, it's hot. We're back up into the upper 80s and lower 90s. Still a couple leftover light showers. Actually had a pretty good period of rain throughout most of the day, and there's more showers out to the west. What's going on here is a warm front is slowly lifted north over us. So right now it's 6,700, but look at New Haven, you can get lost, and that camera is working. Why? Well, look at the visibility down to near zero. You can see areas of dense fog. So currently we have temperatures in the 60s. It's already starting to turn muggy. You just don't feel it because it's cool. A couple of showers overnight, and then tomorrow morning we could have a heavy shower, maybe even a rumble of thunder as the main warm front punches through the region. And yeah, we could see a little bit of sun late in the day, but still the chance for a shower. Temperatures holding steady with areas of fog and drizzle. Some of that fog could be locally dense. And tomorrow, a morning shower, maybe even a rumble of thunder, becoming more humid and warmer with high temperatures reaching the mid to possibly upper 70s. Sun going down at 8:30. Coming up, I will detail how hot it will get and what you can expect for Friday, the first day of summer, and the weekend and beyond. Details coming up in a few minutes, guys.
All right, Sam, thank you. Well, just 4 days after the bank robbery that led to a deadly police standoff in Groton, police say the suspect involved has died. Officials say Sean Fallon died last night from his injuries. His cause of death is under investigation. Police say he and Zachary Fallon robbed Chelsea Groton Bank armed last Friday morning. The men were later found at the Super 8 motel. Just after 11 p.m., officers heard 2 gunshots inside the room, and Zachary died from his injuries that night. The investigation is ongoing.
Plainfield police are investigating a deadly dirt bike crash. Investigators say Nicholas Colello was driving a dirt bike on Route 12 around 7 last night when he reportedly lost control and crashed into a car. Police found Colello unresponsive in the road. He was taken to the hospital where he died. Officers identified the driver as Sarah Delaney of Brooklyn. She stayed on scene, but it's unclear if she'll be charged.
A Durham man has been charged in connection to a shooting at a Middletown home on May 22nd. 24-year-old Carmen Rubino was arrested on June 9th. Rubino is accused of firing 1 round through the front door of a home before taking off. No one was hurt. Police believe it was a targeted attack, and Rubino is being held on a $200,000 bond.
New Haven police say someone fired a bullet outside a home and it grazed someone inside. Officers responded to Elder and Hubbingard Street just before 10:30 last night, and we don't know how the person is doing. Still unclear what led up to that shooting.
Firefighters in Waterford had to cut the door off an SUV to get the driver out after a crash. It happened this morning just before 10 on the Hartford Turnpike. When first responders got to the scene, they found one vehicle T-boned the other. 2 people went or were taken to the hospital for treatment. 1 person refused to go to the hospital, and the road was closed for a short time. Now, Waterbury police identified the man they found dead in an abandoned building on Sunday. 40-year-old Joseph McCarthy of Torrington was found dead inside a Cherry Street building around 5:15 in the afternoon. Officials are investigating this as an untimely death.
A man from Clinton died while hiking in New Hampshire. That happened in a remote area, so the Army National Guard had to be called in to help. Officials say Richard Perot was hiking yesterday by himself at 1:30 in the afternoon. He collapsed on the trail. Thankfully, some other hikers called 911 for him. The closest road to the trail is 3 miles away. So a couple hours later, the Army National Guard took him to an airport to meet an EMS crew via helicopter. After they landed, medical staff pronounced him dead. The cause of death hasn't been released.
Well, state police are looking for the person who robbed a Woodstock bank this morning. Officials tell us a 6'2" tall person dressed in all black robbed Bank Hometown on Route 171 around 8:45 a.m. It's unclear how much money they stole or if they were armed. Authorities believe a navy blue Jeep Grand Cherokee with Massachusetts license plates is involved. State police are asking you to contact them if you know anything.
We're hoping to learn more about how 2 New London women are doing after they were burned from boiling grease last night. A Officials say a woman was cooking in her Crystal Avenue home around 9:15 when the pan caught fire on the stovetop. While the woman tried to carry it outside, she spilled boiling grease on her legs, and then another woman stepped in the grease barefoot. Both of them were taken to the hospital. Firefighters are reminding everyone how important it is to practice kitchen fire safety. Officials say never attempt to move a burning pan. Instead, turn off the heat and cover the flames with a lid or use a fire extinguisher. Do not extinguish the fire with water because it can spread. Avoid wearing loose clothing that could catch fire, and importantly, make sure your smoke detectors are working.
And happening within the next hour and a half, former President Barack Obama will take the stage at the Bushnell. He is expected to talk about his time at the White House and his current work through the Obama Foundation. The Hartford Foundation for Public Giving and the Connecticut Forum have teamed up to make this event possible.